Welcome to this series on remote instruction. In these episodes, I will share examples and suggestions for organizing your online presence this fall. We will specifically focus on ways we can utilize organizing skills to help manage our anxiety related to online teaching. These suggestions are based on my personal experience both as a teacher and as someone who lives with anxiety. Before we get started, I want to emphasize that no instructional video can take the place of working with a mental health professional to learn the anxiety management tools that are right for you. There's no shame in asking for help, and this includes seeking out a professional to talk with during times of crisis. With that in mind, let me share with you how I go about creating an organized space and managing all of the variables that we are faced with in online education. My first step is to visualize the calendar for at least the first term of school. I make a copy of the school calendar and then color code what days students will be in class, what days they will be working from home, and what holidays will occur. I've done this step for you, and the calendar you see on the screen is linked below. By just creating a visual representation of the year, we are acknowledging that there are already concrete variables in this venture. There might still be unknowns, but we are able to narrow our focus to this stable workspace. Now that we are starting to recognize the time we have to work with, my next suggestion is to gather your digital files in one organized system. There are two cloud-based file systems that I recommend. The first is Dropbox, a subscription-based service. The other, which will be the focus of this video, is your school Google Drive account. Let's take a look at how to create a well-organized system in Google Drive. Since Google Drive is our primary method for sharing documents, you might find that the current state of your drive appears disorganized and overwhelming. Having to navigate a rabbit hole of files can greatly contribute to your anxiety in an already high-stress situation. So let's take a few minutes to get that under control. From the main Google Drive page, you're taken by default to My Drive. This page features all of your files and folders sorted alphabetically or by the date modified. What we will do is create new folders that are intentionally named. In the past, I have created folders for specific classes, so Latin 8 2019 to 2020. With remote learning, however, I found it more suitable to create one folder system for my resources to share, that is handouts, notes, textbook pages, and one folder system for the class itself, named Remote Teaching, in which I can create and upload my quizzes, tests, and any materials I don't want students to have access to. As you see here, this folder system is named for my textbook. This is my student resources folder system. Once I create it, I can create subfolders titled by chapter and put the resources I and students might access throughout the year. Since I want the contents of this folder to be viewable, I will click the folder title, select Share, and then select Change Link to Durham Academy. Now anything I put in there will be viewable by link. The last step in creating this folder is to select the title again and click Add to Starred. We are going to use this feature to easily access our most important files. You can see that once we added it to Starred, we can select Starred on the left-hand side, and now we see a curated list of the files we deem most important. Once you are on Starred, press Command D on your keyboard to bookmark this particular page. Now we will have a bookmark that always takes us first to our most important files. Finally, here's an example of my teacher-only remote teaching folder. I will create this folder, name it for the class, and add it to Starred. Now, rather than opening Drive and seeing a plethora of files, we are going to always start in Starred and see our most important folders with our resources. You are on your way to creating a more manageable online experience for yourself. In our next video, we will look at how to differentiate experiences for the different groups of students we're working with this year.